Hello everyone, this is CJ Novo 992 and today we're back with another brand new video. Today's our video, we are here as always to break down and react the latest Rangers game. A Rangers game, by the way, that was being played at Rugby Park, the bogey ground of the Steven Gerrard's Rangers team, where so many of our good work over the last previous seasons has been lost and squandered at that pathetic surface at the Rugby Park, especially under Dyer. When you look at how they set up, we just normally run out of ideas and it normally just doesn't work out, and we've had to sit here on this channel, me and thee, and just sit here and just say, you know what, maybe we aren't good enough, you know what, maybe we can't get the job done, maybe we've not got it right just yet. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that performance right there after a ridiculously hard game on Thursday versus Lech Poznan, going out there, doing the job, getting 3 points and defending like that, we have once again reminded everyone who wants to pay attention that we are a different animal this season and we are the best team in the league. And there honestly can't be any dispute or any discussion or any diddy saying anything different, because that right there was by far the hardest game of our season. Now, it wasn't a 4 or 5 nothing, but I'm giving every single one of them a 10 out of 10, people, because that result outweighs any type of performance we could have ever had, because we've had brilliant performances on that surface, playing some nice, pretty stuff and all that, and came away with nothing. Gone there, getting the job done, defending the way we did. That, as my laptop just says, is everything. Now, before we actually dive into this bad boy and have some fun based on that overall performance, as always, if you enjoy the videos and if you enjoy the content, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It's completely free, doesn't cost you a penny, it takes you 2 seconds, and it just helps all of us on our way to hopefully reaching 55k at the same time. Let's do it. But trying to compose myself for a very, very brief moment. We talked about being the best team in the league, and the reason I say that is if you look at the amount of changes we can make now on a game-by-game basis, yet still get the job done, highlights and backs that up. Because you go back to the Livingston game, right? We made 5 changes. We go to the Standard game, we made 5 changes again. Now, gone into this matches, we made another 5 changes, and what's even more impressive about that is it's not always the same players, really showing the strength and depth that this team has now. And speaking of Rangers' strength, I don't think you can go any further in today's video without mentioning this Rangers defence, which is honestly terrifying, right? When it was doing a couple of the things at the start of the season, people, aye, but they've not played anyone or done anything. Wait till they play this team, wait till they go that ground, wait till they go here. Well, they have. Went here, there, everywhere, played everyone, played tough teams in Europe, and they're sitting here with their 15th clean sheet of the season. And that right there is such a massive, massive boost to this football team, because it doesn't matter how many goals Morelos scores or Kent scores or anyone else scores in the team, we always had a problem with that back door. Hell, 7-8 months ago we couldn't have shut it for hope or prayer, because people were just vaulting in and saying, hiya, I've scored versus Rangers. But the work done in the off-season and during pre-season and getting the boys to where they're at, it can't be overstated, people, because this Rangers defence right now is absolutely terrifying. Because you look at Kilmarnock, right? People can say what they want about Kilmarnock, and I hate the way they set up and how they're never interested in winning a game versus Rangers. They're all interested in no losing a game of football. But one of Kilmarnock's biggest strengths is their set piece ability and taking advantage, right? They win cheap free kicks in and around the area, they whip the ball in, they score. That is their bread and butter. But honestly, after playing 93 minutes versus them on their surface, on their park, can you think of one set piece where they put the ball into the mixer that they created a massive chance? I honestly can't, and that's all down to this Rangers defence. Well drilled, well disciplined, and they're absolutely killing it right now. But speaking of killing it, we need to talk about one player who I thought was just, I'm going to spoil the man of the match poll, but this right here was my man of the match. I need to talk about Conor Goaten, because as we transition in to the game recap, it basically was the Conor Goaten show, especially throughout the majority of that first half. Honestly, I tweeted out, I think it was about the 35th minute of this game, take a drink every single time you hear the commentator say, great play from Rangers started from Conor Goaten. Honestly, I wouldn't have been able to make up the stairs if I stayed true to that, because the big man was everywhere and anywhere, and he had the quality when he was in those positions. Because you look at the first major opportunity in the game, it started and it came in the 12th minute of the actual match, after Conor Goaten takes a touch, beats their striker, literally turns him inside out, sprints with the ball, passes it out wide to Tavernier, who gets the ball in, eventually falls to Joe Aribo at the edge, and Aribo is a whisker over the bar. But that's your centre half getting forward, being positive, beating one of them and creating an opportunity. And that leads me right to the first goal. In fact, I say the first goal, the winning goal in the game. Now, it did come from a set piece, and yes, it did come from a penalty, and people will... penalty. But there's not one person on this planet that can hand on heart look at that and say that isn't a penalty. He bloody saves it better than Rodgers' save throughout the entire match combined. It's a brilliant save from Millen. Now, I don't know if it's actually gone in or no, but it doesn't matter. The boy gets his hand up in an unnatural position, fucking bams it like he's playing volleyball, man. Clear penalty kick, and that was from Conor Goaten beating his man as well and getting it involved. So he's technically got an assist in this game. Unfortunately for my fantasy league team, that's not going to count. But who did step up and who did count was El Captain Tavernier, once again for his 10th goal of the season. He steps up, and I've got so much confidence in this laddie right now. There's not one shred of me, of even a fibre of my being, that thought he was going to miss it. And you look at the way he's putting these penalties away. The goalkeeper again dived the right way as Tavernier, but he's hitting them so sweetly and putting them away so perfectly. There's no goalkeeper on this planet that can get anywhere near it, and fully confidence, completely deserved. We're 1-0 up and we're beating the 10-men defence of Kilmarnock just 18 minutes into this game. And from that goal, it kind of shook Kilmarnock, because they were like, oh, we've done it again, what did they do, Dyer? We've only got one set of way of playing. But after we got the breakthrough, I thought for the next 20 minutes it was the Rangers show, strolling through the game, creating a couple of half chances, but we just could not get that finishing touch on the ball. Or if I'm being fair, it was a great block by Finlay, or a great block by Broadfoot that stopped us from killing this game off within 35 minutes. And what's always dangerous when you go to these types of ground, especially after a grueling game in Europe, there's always wee bits you're going to lose control of the game. And I thought we did that for the last 8-9 minutes of the first half, where Kilmarnock just started to get a little bit forward. Now, they didn't create any chances at all to even warrant mentioning, but they did show signs that, right, they're going to start coming for us more in the second half. So by the time the half-time whistle went, I went, right, very, very delighted with getting the lead. The first goal was vital in this game, but now we need to go ahead and get an early one in the second to stop me and Oyers for getting more grey hairs. Now, fortunately for me, if I ever want to get a job in the employment of playing a real life Santa Claus, we didn't ever get that early goal, but I thought we started off quite brightly in the fact that we created two identical chances. That the ball came down from Ryan Kent, who was positive, whipped the ball, and Morelos touched it in the airfield, and a shot was blocked. It was like a glitch in the Matrix, but after that, it became a wee bit baffling, because Kilmarnock then started to get a wee bit further forward, started putting pressure on, and we just started hitting long balls constantly, and I felt like we lost control of the game for the next 15-20 minutes, which was a real shame. But within all that carry on, we did have the chance to put this game to bed, and it came in the 57th minute of this game. After we catch Kilmarnock, we end up going Joe Aribo, bit of brilliance from him, rolling people, does a wee spinner Rooney, beats someone, passes into Morelos, who flicks it onto Kent. Now, Kent drops the shoulder perfectly, and he moves it onto his weak foot, and you're thinking, like that Roy Hodgson gift, but you're like, oh, because it's just aimlessly hit directly at Rodgers. But that was a chance, and you go, okay, your bum clenches, and you go, nippy bum time. And nippy bum time was officially confirmed on the 69th minute after Stephen Davis whips in a delicious ball, in behind the defence, but also in between the keeper, and Big Cedric, who I thought was excellent all day, beats Finlay far too easily, gets the right contact on it, but at the same time he's done everything he can in that situation. There is sometimes in football, there is the odd occasion where you have to go, it's a phenomenal save, and it really was for Rodgers. Go to yourself, Big. Stopped Itten from scoring. Again, he done everything right, so I'm not going to blame him and say he should have scored, but it was an unbelievable save, because they cancel each other out, in my opinion. you've just got to say, phenomenal save for the keeper there, and he kept his team in it. Now, I don't know if it's because of what's happened in previous years, but the next little while in the game really felt like it was dragging. Like, honestly, I thought I was in 0.5 and everything was just moving in slow motion, because it just seemed inevitable that Kilmarnock was going to go ahead and get that equaliser, even though they weren't creating anything worth noting because of the Rangers defence, because of Conor Goaten absolutely everywhere, because Barisic got better in the second half and won his duel down the left hand side. Very impressed with his overall second half performance. Tavernier was rolling it, but there was a moment in the 84th minute round where Stephen Davis, I can't believe Stephen Davis, who everyone on the park, I would never ever pick it was him, but Stephen Davis buys in to the Kilmarnock player waiting for him to touch him. He touches him, he throws himself in, and then Kilmarnock in the 84th minute, by the time it eventually gets taken, has a free kick in an absolutely perfect position for Brophy, who has punished us many times before to have a free kick, and he hits it absolutely brilliantly. But who is there in between the sticks with the concentration, is in the right place at the right time to make the save, and not only make the save but get the ball away, is Alan frickin' McGregor. And I'm just so delighted and so grateful we still have them there. He's no required to make 4 or 5 massive saves every game right now because the defence is playing so well, but there's still that 1 or 2 moments in a game we need their goalkeeper to be big, and Alan McGregor was. And as soon as he saved that, I went, we're not losing this. There's no way now. We're just aren't. And that's how the game actually finished. They piled people forward. They got Broadfoot forward, sorry. They were whipping balls in the box, but every single time, Conor Goaten, Hilander, Balogun, who came in, Tavernier, Barisic, they answered the bell. And every time we needed to get the ball forward, I thought Big Cedric was massive in the game because we gave it to him and he ran his wee heart out, even though he's playing completely out of position. I thought he was excellent, and we saw the game out. And I think the birthday boy, Scotty Arfield, by the way, happy birthday, big man. I love the fact that we Cedric had a shot, Ryan Kent tried to make things happen in the 91st minute, but as soon as Arfield got that ball, he just took it, started doing ball rolls, went right into the corner and just shithoused it. Love that for him, and that experience was vital. We got the job done. Game, set and match. That point right there is absolutely invaluable. Now, before I actually finish up, hand the reins over to you guys. The man in the match discussion was already spoiled. Again, I couldn't control myself. I'm a Conor Goaten guy, people. I've backed him for years, man, and seeing him become not only a very good centre-back, and I feel like he always was a wee bit overly criticised because he was playing with random defenders all the time at left-back. Couldn't find that consistency. Was having to cover and do a lot of people's jobs for them. But where we've built the team now, he's with a partner that he can trust, and he knows that he just needs to focus on his job. And I just feel like he's becoming almost a real Rangers captain. Now, I know he's not a Rangers captain, and I absolutely love Tavernier, but you look through the successful Rangers teams that's went there and done something. They've had that centre half that's been that absolute heart and soul of the team, and for me, he is that centre back, and he is in the same kilt as that. He's certainly in that in terms of the form. Now, I know people might piss away at that, but I genuinely couldn't care less. He's starting the majority of our attacks. He's been the leader. He's the most vocal one in the back line. We hear that from everyone, and he's really transforming himself with every performance up to here, and that's an absolute joy to watch. So Conor Goaten absolutely standing in every aspect. But aye, that's me officially done and dusted with today's video. Now it's time for me to hand the reins over to you guys. I want to know what your thoughts and opinions are on that performance, on that result, and I want to know who was your man of the match in the game as well. And while you guys are hopefully getting involved down there in the comment section below, I will jump over to Twitter and hear from the people. There's been 2,613 votes already, and there's still over 40 minutes remaining. That's scary nation. 5% votes for Other, 24% votes for Tavernier, 27% votes for Big Cedric. I don't have a Scooby-Doo how anyone could say he had a bad game. Genuinely, just don't get it. But the far away winner with 44% of the vote is Big Conor Goaten, and the big man absolutely deserves that. Matt Wright is in Goaten by a distance for me. There are wins that define a title, and we have a horrible record at Kelly. Nippy bum time was immense. Steve says, thought Goaten and McGregor were outstanding, but my man Tav continues to show why he is captain. Chuff for Big Itten getting a full game, getting his confidence up. He'll be the next Mark Haitley, I'm telling you. Well, Steve, I hope you're right there, son. I hope you are right. Ali's the next one in, and she writes in, that was the biggest combo of a boring and nippy bum time. I can understand what you're saying there. Honestly, don't care about entertainment value. It's all about the 3 points. Great to see Eton getting a full game, and also Gerrard making so many changes as it utterly annoys the biased pundits. Completely right. Smithy writes in, Ryan Jack 100%. What a tank. Good to see Jacko getting some love. So many people was already turning his back on him, but so glad to see he silenced those critics as well. Kevin Murphy writes in, Goaten's man in the match. A dodgy / dominant performance, but a win and 3 points is what you need if you want to go ahead and win the league. Chris McLaughlin writes in, anyone not voting Goaten is mental. And the last one we're going to read out in tonight's video, we'll scroll all the way down to the bottom to give everyone a chance. We'll stop it right here. And it comes from Jamie Townsend. And Jamie writes in, Cedric's hold-up play was fantastic. I think CJ, he is my man in the match. Well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. You've heard from the people. You've heard from myself. If you haven't done so already, you know what to do by now. And as always, I've been CJ Novo 992. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves. All the best and bye.